interesting to watch Jonathan Gannon defend the best quarterback that they'll play all year. That being said, let's bring in my boy, Philly.500. Dark meat or white meat?
I don't care which.
Packed?
Everything. Turkey, stuffing, potatoes. Hey, little ravioli on the side. You know how it goes. It was good, man. It was a good lot of eggnog.
Bro, why is it that Thanksgiving meal is like kryptonite, and as soon as you're done eating it, you pass out? I mean, I ate my meal, man. I was out for the rest of the night. I mean, it's like kryptonite.
It's the turkey. It makes you tired.
There's something in it.
Knocks you the hell out. That's what it is.
Let's get into the game on Sunday. You think this thing's close, or do you think it's a blowout?
I think it'll be close for a while, and I think the Eagles pull away. I think they win by double digits.
9-1. What's your take on that?
9-1 is 9-1. You know, I've never seen a team, in my opinion, so disrespected at 9-1, because you have to go every week, and you played in the NFL. It's hard to win in the NFL, and if you don't bring everything every week, it's a problem. And you're not going to blow everybody out. You're going to have tough matchups. You're going to play division teams that see you twice a year, know you well. So to me, 9-1 and to win and be in that position, I love it. I love it. You know, my goal was that home field throughout the playoffs and that bye week. We focus on everything else after that. That's how I see it.
Why do you think disrespect? The Eagles have been disrespected
because of the schedule. I think people look at their schedule and they perceive that there's not a bunch of great teams on the schedule. So people go to they're not beating anybody very good. We heard that in 2017 too, by the way. But that's why I think they're disrespected. I mean, look, you got the Cowboys win 2 games. Well, win 1 game. They beat Minnesota, and all last week, all the national reporters were talking about Dallas as a Super Bowl contender. They're the best team in the division. Get the hell out of here! Look at it. Am I shaking? I'm not shaking about Dallas at all. I ain't scared of Dallas.
So you to take anything away from the way how about this? Do you think the Eagles have been playing? How good a football do you think that they've been playing? Or who's been playing better football since the Viking game? The Cowboys or the Eagles?
Well, I guess you could say the Cowboys if we're going to go down that route, but they played 2 games. We've only played 1. Look, the Minnesota game was their best win of the year. I don't want to take anything from them. It was an impressive win. Yesterday's win, it's about what I expected. I mean, the Giants stink. Okay?
I agree.
Listen, the referees, I'm going to tell you, referees must have gotten nice and fat on Thursday because I don't know, some of the calls, they taking that touchdown off the board was wishy-washy, man. And you let the Giants jump out early like that, maybe it's a different game. I also think the Giants did not run the ball nearly enough with Saquon.
Philly, I mean, good. That's the point there too. Why would you run into the teeth of the Cowboys if you're Brian Dable? I mean, the Cowboys are 31st against the run.
Right.
And I couldn't believe that they were dropping back and throwing the ball.
That's what I thought watching the game. But, then they're up, what were they, up 6 at halftime? I'm thinking, well, they're doing way better than I thought. I hit a nice 3-game parlay yesterday, my friend. I had Detroit covering 9.5, had the Giants covering 9.5, which I got at the last second, and then I had Minnesota. So everything kind of went as I expected it to yesterday. I don't think Dallas. Listen, Thanksgiving was yesterday, but there's another season that you have to know about that starts from Thanksgiving on. It's called Cowboys choke season, and from Thanksgiving through December, they will collapse. This is what they do. So, I think we're better than Dallas. I think Dallas is a good team. I'm not worried about them.
Dallas Goedert's loss is what to this team?
That's huge. It's huge. It's a big loss. I think, Jalen Hurts, his little outlet valve, if he needs to, is not there. And I think over the middle, I think it definitely hurt us last game. No question about it. We're going to have to just fight through it, though. I mean, it is what it is. I don't think we have a great number 2 tight end. We've got some young guys that maybe will develop in time, but nobody right now that can even fill his shoes.
Philly, I'm going to throw this stat at you again here. And I get you're a fan of Devonta. He's got 19 catches in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean,
but who's the leading receiver on the team right now? Devonta Smith.
Yeah, but he's going to have less numbers than a year ago.
Well, you're going to have less numbers when you have another body to throw to, right? So if you have a guy like A.J. Brown on the other hand, on the other side, you would expect him to get less numbers. I would say this. To me, that the reception numbers don't bother me as much as the yards. I think that he should have higher yards, but I think they run him on so many short intermediate routes. I'd like to see them do more with him. But I mean, Devonta Smith is a hell of a player. I believe that.
Why not put him on punt return or kickoff return?
Get
him in open space.
I'm afraid of punt return, kickoff return. That I don't want him getting hurt. But I mean, I would like to see them do more with him down the field. But I mean, he still leads the team in receptions right now. So, if we're going to go that route with him, then what are we going to say about A.J. Brown, who has 49 catches? I mean, he's got a lot more yards, but I just think when you have 2 really good wide receivers, I think that it's hard to get them both where they're going to have over 100 catches in a year, especially the way the Eagles run their offense.
Philly, how surprised or impressed were you, or what your takeaway was with the way Sue and Joseph played?
I mean, I thought it was fantastic, mainly just from being their first game of the year. For Sue to come in, have 17 snaps, not play all year, make an impact. Same with Joseph, immediate impacts. I thought it was fantastic. I couldn't ask for anything more, I mean, I thought they were better than Fletcher Cox, and he had more snaps, but they made more of an impact. They did.
What's your thoughts on the Eagles bringing in the former OC from the Indianapolis Colts, Brady, and he's now, this was reported earlier, that he's being brought in to work with Jonathan Gannon on the defensive side. Now, these guys have a relationship in Indianapolis. Your takeaway from that, I thought it was kind of a peculiar moment this year that they would have somebody come in and be a consultant to Jonathan Gannon.
Well, God, he needs him. He needs multiple. Why don't you be a consultant to Jonathan? We need as much help as we can get with this guy. Okay? I think that Jonathan Gannon is on a shorter rope and leash than people think he is. I think the fact that Howie has gone out of his way to bring in guys like Joseph, guys like Sue, to go out and spend all the money in free agency, I think they expect a lot from him. And I think this is just another way of trying to help him out, during the season, because I think we all have a feeling that if something goes horribly wrong, it's going to be because of Jonathan Gannon. That's what I think. If this thing goes bad, it's going to be because of Jonathan Gannon. I truly believe that.
These 3 teams who, I don't want to say worries you the most.
Okay.
Who gives more of these 3 teams? Who would give the Eagles a tougher game? Niners, Cowboys, Vikings.
I'm going to say Vikings, primetime, forget it. You could throw them out. Dallas, you can make an argument because they're division opponents. But I got to go with San Francisco. And I'll say this. San Francisco's got talent all around. And they're also seasoned in the playoffs. They know how to go on the road and win. So if they play the Eagles in the playoffs, most likely it's in Philly. And I think they would, out of all 3 of those teams, I think the Eagles still win that game, but of course. But I think San Francisco would give us the most trouble.
Last 2 questions for you. Is this fair to say? I don't think it's fair, but is this fair to say the reason that Jalen Hurts won't win the MVP award is because he's just not going to have those eye-popping statistics that you see Patrick Mahomes have or some of these other guys are going to put up? Jalen's going to be kind of right down, maybe 39, 4,000 passing yards, 600-700 yards rushing. He's going to be around 30-some-odd touchdowns. But these other guys are going to have 5,500 passing, 50 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. am I right when I say that the perception is that he doesn't put up big numbers is probably why he's not going to win the MVP?
Yeah, I agree with that. If he doesn't win the MVP, it would be because of something like that. You look at the way Mahomes is playing, anyways. I mean, I would probably put Mahomes as the MVP right now, if we're being honest. But I think Jalen's second right now. But I think numbers and statistics always play a big factor in it. Whether that's right or wrong, that's what happens.
Absolutely, bro. Apple pie, pecan pie.
No, pecan pie. Not even close. It's not even close. Especially if you put the pecan pie in the oven, it gets all warm. Yeah, that's my Jones right there.
Oh, warm. Warm. Hey, Philly. Have a great rest of your weekend.
You too, my man. Thanks for having me
Thank you,
on,
brother.
All right, I got to go with the eggnog.
Yeah, that's my friend, Philly.500. All right, hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football Show.